All right, guys. I, you know, I'm just trying to stay in the 10K, trying to maintain it. But obviously, when I'm at the bottom of 10K, you stop playing for a few hours and eventually you get pushed out. So I eventually got pushed out. So I went back in and then I just went like on full tilt and lost like 4 or 5 in a row. So I stopped recording. I was like, oh my gosh, I need a grind to get back up before I even start recording again. So I completely forgot to stop recording when I started getting back on my win streak. So these here are pre-recorded. I'm still running the Goblin Giant P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Sting deck. It seems to be doing good. I've been messing around with other decks in like the challenges, the Classic and the Grand Challenge. But for right now, this is the deck I'm going to try to finish the season with. It's pretty powerful, and it's almost like you don't really got to think about it much. It's especially when you get into double time, like you start doing some dual lane pressure, and I mean seriously, like your opponent has too much to deal with, especially when you just start like spamming at the bridge. So yeah, here he pretty much used up all his elixir, and we're just gonna go in on the other lane, but we already took half of his other tower, and boom, just like that, we got the other half. Now, I will say the main issue, the main counter I have with this deck is air. Anything with air. The Evo Dragon, Electro Dragon, Balloon, Lava Hound, anything of that nature, I have a hard time dealing with because we don't have much air. And this deck originally has the Bomber, but I took the Bomber out and I put the Bats in just to help me with the air decks a little bit. So obviously here we're facing Lumberloon with Freeze, which is just an annoying deck. I didn't make the best decision by dropping the guards there because obviously the Electric Dragon just took it. So I use my Goblin Giant quite a bit for anti-air because it has the goblins in the backpack. But that's the most I can do. So as you can see, he got a significant amount of damage on me here. Just from that one push, All right, so here I'm kiting the Lumberjack. The Infernal Dragon will die, and I'm gonna use the Bats to try to take out the Loon. He obviously tornadoed them away, and was able to almost take my tower. Luckily, we were able to get the right tower, and now our Goblin Sting's on tower. So I've dealt with with the balloon decks, and typically it'll go like that. Like I'll get a tower, I might even get another tower, but ultimately if he keeps pressing and especially in double time, especially if it gets to triple time, sorry about that, then eventually they overwhelm me and I don't have enough air defense, so they'll get me. But in this situation here, we're able to take it. I'll hop into the next one real quick. All right, this next one here is against Jamie or Jaime, and it's the very next battle. I just went on a win streak here. But of course, because I have the hardest time against air, I got matched up with another air deck. So it's the Evo Electro Dragon really that ultimately just cleans up my mess, because this deck is heavy with heavy cards, and the best way is to group them all together. So there's really nothing we could do. I'm gonna kite the Electro Dragon there just so I can put the Bats on the Balloon. He zaps it, so we're gonna take some damage, but I think we're gonna be able to do something with this now if we can just kill that Electro Dragon. So with the zap, it retargets him to the Goblin Giant. The goblins in his backpack are gonna help take out the Electro Dragon, and we're able to gain back quite a bit of damage on his tower, plus we're already on top of his other tower. So he has his Evo Electric Dragon. And so since I've been losing to this deck so much, I guess I've gotten a little good. The whole thing is, if you got to be able to somehow get rid of the Electro Dragon. So he played his P.E.K.K.A. from the back. I decided to play my P.E.K.K.A. in opposite lane because we do have the Fisherman, so we can pull that guy wherever we want. But he's obviously going to do a push here with the Evo Electro Dragon and Balloon and Tornado. So, and actually he's not. He's going to do it. He's saving. Oh yeah, there's the push. Okay. So now what do? We're going to pull the P.E.K.K.A. to the King Tower. We're going to lose our tower regardless. Fortunately, our P.E.K.K.A. takes out the other tower, and now we just kind of just go for a Hail Mary here. I don't think there's really anything I can do, especially because his Electro Dragon's so healthy. So I just go for the 3 stars. And We're trying. I'm hoping for the best. I throw some arrows, one more hit, boom, done. That one was super lucky. I'll jump into the last one. All right, so this one here, once again, has the Evo Electro Dragon, which is fine, but it's a P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider deck, and I'm a lot more comfortable with this one. It's pretty easy to deal. You just, again, do the same thing, just overwhelm your opponent. So we have so many tanks, and he only has one tank stopper, which is the P.E.K.K.A. So here we are. We are kiting the ghost, and now how's he going to stop the Goblin Giant? Like, seriously, like, his P.E.K.K.A's on the other side, and we've got everything we need to stop his P.E.K.K.A. even. So he zaps our bats, and here he comes with the Ram Rider. We're going to use the Fisherman to pull the P.E.K.K.A. and then drop our guards to put on top of the Ram Rider. He did a good tornado there, so that was probably like the best he was going to do, but he still couldn't get very much damage. And now we have our Evil Goblin Giant up. And, I mean, it's like, the deck is really, really strong. I want to say, like, on Royal API right now, it's the #1 deck. So, I recommend trying it. Even if your card levels aren't max, like, swap out some cards. I did have a max Bomber. I just thought the bats would do better. And I found more success with the bats. So, like, choose what's best for you. He drops his P.E.K.K.A. We're going to just rage it just so we can at least damage as much of his P.E.K.K.A. as possible before it comes to our side of the bridge. But, like, now we have our Evil Goblin Giant. Like, what does he have to stop the Evil Goblin Giant? So, he puts his Goblinstein in front of the P.E.K.K.A., which is what pretty much everybody's been doing. We're going to pull his monster to our King Tower to activate it. And his P.E.K.K.A. is going to die. And now what? Our Goblin Giant's going to get all that damage on that tower. Our bats are on the other tower. I just don't... I'm trying to think, like, with his deck, like, how would I stop that push? And I can't. Like, I can't figure it out. So we're gonna keep pressuring, because what does he have to stop it? He's going to maybe drop his P.E.K.K.A. here. Yeah. We pop the ability. We get a whole ton of damage on his tower. And now we have guards and Evil P.E.K.K.A. So we're going to put the Evil P.E.K.K.A. to the Ghost just to get rid of it real quick. And then his P.E.K.K.A. doesn't stand a chance. We're going to Fish Boy the monster. I'm going to drop the Goblinstein here because it keeps stunning the Ram Rider to maybe save our deck. But honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like, we already have more than half his tower on the other tower. But look, what's he going to do here? 20 seconds left. I mean, he's just defending. 15 seconds left. He's still defending. We're going to take this tower. Like, there's literally nothing that can be done here. The deck is just really, really strong. All right, so here it is. That last battle got me into the top 10K. I'm in the 9,600 range, and the idea is, at least for this season, my goal is going to be to just maintain it so that by the end of the season, I don't care if I'm at the bottom of the 10K, but I'll be in the 10K. See you next time.